Hey, good morning. Welcome to ABC 24 News this midday. I'm Jordan Foster.
Hello, everyone, and I'm Lakeeda Johnson. And let's go ahead and get a check at the forecast with our meteorologist, Trevor Burchett. Trevor, it's been beautiful outside.
Yeah.
The humidity, nothing like how it's been the past month.
Yeah. Back in summertime, that humidity will get you. And it's going to be a warm day today, but definitely having that humidity a little lower does help us out. We've got plenty of sunshine outside right now. Temperatures, they are warming up quickly. Yet again, it's 85 in Memphis right now, 86 in Blytheville, 84 in Olive Branch, 81 in Corinth and in Oxford. Check out today's high temperatures. It's going to be 92 today in Memphis, 93 in Forest City, Tunica, and Clarksdale, 90 in Bolivar. Sunshine will continue for everybody. And like Lakeeda mentioned, the humidity will be lower today. So it's not going to be very muggy, but it is still going to be hot. Those 90-degree days continue for a while. Rain chances, very low. In fact, most of us will not see any rain for the next 7 days. And that is posing a big problem for the Mississippi River. Very low. In fact, it's near a record low stage this midday. We'll talk about that and a check of the full 7-day forecast here in just a bit.
Thank you so much, Trevor. Well, in the news right now, after more than 2 weeks of searching for missing 21-year-old Tamia Taylor, investigators confirmed they found her body in the Mississippi River over the weekend. Our Richard Ransom joins us this morning with more details on her disappearance.
Family, friends, and members of the community have been searching for Taylor since she was reported missing back on September 10th. She was last seen on a Memphis riverboats cruise called the Booze Cruise and was celebrating her 21st birthday. Her disappearance sparking that extensive search. Memphis police say she got on the boat, but when it later docked, she was nowhere to be found. Her friends say they saw her go upstairs to use the bathroom on the boat's second floor and put her phone down on a table. Well, they grabbed her phone and just waited for her to come back, but she never did. Not too long after her disappearance, operators of the Island Queen that Taylor was on said they doubted that she fell overboard. A body was found on Saturday, though, along the Mississippi River, just a few miles downstream from where the riverboats dock. It could not be immediately identified, the body, and Taylor's family was just holding out some kind of hope that she would be found alive. But tragically, we have learned Tamia Taylor did drown, and Memphis police don't suspect foul play. After hearing the tragic news, the Doc Ellis Foundation, which has been helping her family through this entire investigation, released a statement that said, "We are truly heartbroken by the identification of Tamia Taylor. Her mother, Deborah Taylor, and family are truly grateful for your thoughts and prayers." Doc Ellis Foundation is asking everyone to please allow the family time to heal. We will all carry Tamia Taylor in our hearts. She had 2 young children, by the way. Right now, there are still several questions surrounding her death. Why were there no security cameras on the boat to record surveillance video? And does the riverboat company have any plans to step up security measures to do a better job of accounting for all the passengers who get on and off their boats? We are working to get answers on all of those questions for you. Back to you.
Thanks for that update, Richard. Now, Shelby County District Attorney Steve Morroy announced that he won't be filing charges against 5 Memphis police officers involved in the deadly traffic stop of Jalen McKenzie. Now, that stop happened last December. Video evidence showed McKenzie fired an assault rifle twice before dropping it. Morroy says there just wasn't enough evidence that contradicted police's claims that McKenzie fired the first shot. However, Morroy says that the officers did violate multiple MPD policies, including not having their body cams on and not telling their supervisors as events unfolded. 3 of those 5 officers were disciplined, 2 received written reprimands, and a lieutenant got a verbal reprimand. All 3 will also need to go through a refresher training with the department. And so far, we've gotten no comment from McKenzie's family.
Right now, Germantown politician Brian Kelsey is out of jail after being sentenced to 21 months in prison. Yesterday, a judge agreed to temporarily free Kelsey as his legal team appeals his sentence. Kelsey was sentenced to 21 months after violating campaign finance laws and a failed 2016 congressional bid. His lawyers argue prosecutors gave him a larger sentence after Kelsey tried to take back his guilty plea. We'll be following that appeal, but for now, the former lawmaker is walking free.
And over in Midtown, there's a $10,000 reward for information on the person who hit and killed 20-year-old college student in July. That happened. And police say as Ava Christopher drove through the intersection of Cooper Street. A red Dodge Challenger sped through the red light and then plowed into Christopher's car. Witnesses on scene say two people inside of that car, a man and a woman, got out quickly, walked south on Cooper Street without checking on that other driver. Reward money for the information was initially set at $6,000. Well, Christopher's family has since donated an additional money as well, bringing that total up to $10,000. And you're asked if you have any information that could help police find anything, any answers, to call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
Well, from rodent infestations to AC that doesn't work, renters at Memphis Towers apartments are experiencing an overwhelmingly amount of frustrations. They hope to meet with owners of the property, but that hasn't happened yet, and they want to know why. Our Stephen Pimple is here with how this story only got more bizarre when our camera showed up. Stephen.
Members of the Memphis Towers Tenants Union and the Memphis Tenants Union were supposed to meet with Millennium Management, while other residents and the media watched over Zoom. First, Millennium Management did not show up, leaving local managers to speak for them. Then, as soon as they realized that members of the press were watching, they shut everything down, saying that they would reschedule. The frustrated residents spoke to us afterwards with a list of demands that included the hiring of 24/7 security guards, keycard access for all residents, and fixing all emergency buzzer pull strings. Residents told us they were shocked.
What I think we were all expecting was for them to make a bunch of non-commitments and give a bunch of non-answers. I did not expect them to shut down the meeting really before it even started.
We reached out to Memphis Towers, but they declined to comment. We're also waiting to hear back from Millennium Management, based in Cleveland, Ohio, but also owns Serenity Towers and Hope Heights in Memphis.
And across Tennessee, Planned Parenthood clinics are about to get extra funding, and the money will come from out of state. The Virginia League for Planned Parenthood is offering the money after Tennessee refused to comply with federal requirements for the Title X program. Now, this new partnership will provide Tennessee clinics with $3.9 million. According to Planned Parenthood, Tennessee was out of compliance for not providing, quote, non-biased counseling to pregnant patients.
Well, right now in Collierville, the town school district is searching for a new superintendent. In the meantime, the district named Jeff Jones as the interim superintendent. Jones has been working at Collierville schools since 1995. In a meeting last night, the district also approved the search for a new superintendent. The district set aside $25,000 to hire a consultant or search firm to help look for a qualified candidate. Coming up in the next 2 minutes, the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest is out of Tom Lee Park. What this means for the future of the competition. But first, let's check with Trevor.
Hey there, Lakeeda. Lots of sunshine right now. Clouds and rain staying well away from the Mid-South. I don't expect really much of either for the next several days. What I do expect, though, is really warm weather. We'll talk about how warm it's going to be and if there's a cool down on the way. That's in the forecast after this.
Now over to another major story we've been following all morning long. After spending decades on the Mississippi River, Memphis's World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest is leaving Tom Lee Park next year. Here's Pepper Baker to tell us why.
Organizers say the cost to use Tom Lee Park is too high, and that's why they don't want to come back there. Now, this includes the $1.4 million restoration bill sent by Memphis River Parks after the festival. Memphis River Parks later filing a lawsuit against Memphis in May for $675,000 in unpaid damages. Memphis in May asking barbecue teams to vote on 3 options for next year's venue. They include moving the contest back to Liberty Park, where the cooking contest was held during the pandemic, the option to just not participate in the event at all, or relocation of the competition venue, even if it might mean moving out of Memphis. Crews have until this Thursday to vote on which option they prefer. Results will be announced Friday. Back to you.
Trevor, talk about a story that'll make your stomach sad.
And we haven't eaten yet, all right? Stomach
Yes.
touching the back. This would be a great time for barbecue.
Yeah,
Make
I
your
know, it
stomach
sucks.
sad.
But
Stomach touching the back.
still.
Ready to eat.
We got him. We got him.
So I was the one to make him laugh because we had a deal where we could see which one of us could make Trevor laugh.
Trevor's been having a rough day, so we just wanted to make him smile today.
That is not true.
Yeah. Well, not rough, but we just wanted to give him a smile. He's been walking around getting work done real serious, you know.
I never have a rough day at work. I love to work.
I know you do.
Let's go to weather, please. Y'all have started too much trying to make me laugh over here. Now, you said the stomach and my back. That's what got me. I've never heard that before. Let's talk about the weather, shall we? 92, that's going to be our high today. In fact, we're going to be in the 90s for the next 5 days. We've already hit 92 days in a row, so we're looking at a 7-day stretch where we're going to see highs at or above 90. So that got me thinking, what is the longest stretch of 90-degree days, 7+ days of 90 that has happened latest in the year? So I looked back, and that has happened September 27th to October 3rd. We hit 90 and above, but that was all the way back in 1953. So it has been a while since we have seen a 7-day stretch of 90-degree weather here in Memphis this late in the year. And it's going to stick around for us. October 5th to October 11th, temperature outlook shows that we are going to stay above average. Right now in Memphis, those temperatures already warming up with sunshine out there. 85 in Memphis, 82 Dyersburg, 81 in Oxford and Corinth, 86 in Blytheville. That's your midday weather. For the rest of the day, sunshine will continue. It is going to be a warm one. Low 90s this afternoon in Memphis. Many of us sunny and dry, but I did include a 5% chance of a sprinkle. In fact, rain chances are there for the next couple of days. 10% on Thursday, 5% on Saturday. What you should take away from this is 95% of us are not going to see a drop of rain for the next 7 days, but 1 or 2 raindrops not out of the question for the rest of today and into tomorrow. Wednesday, that's today around 5 o'clock. Model shows 1 little blip of rain. So again, 95% of us going to be dry. Same story tomorrow by the afternoon, just a very, very slight chance of some showers. That could continue into Friday morning. But in general, most of us will be dry, which is good news if you have outdoor plans, but not as good news for those farmers trying to get stuff up and down the river on those barges. River very low, minus 10.5 feet. Expected to go down even further by the weekend and early next week. That would put us below that record low stage that we set last year. So, of course, that's a big problem for the soybean farmers that are getting ready to harvest and put that stuff on the barges to export it. Those barges having some trouble getting up and down the river right now. Sunshine for the next 7 days. Rain chances pretty much 0. Again, maybe a drop or 2 of rain tomorrow into Friday, but most of us not going to see that. Highs near 90 through the weekend. Sunny and warm Saturday and Sunday. 91 for both weekend days. And then going into next week, expect highs in the upper 80s. Still well above average for this time of year. Our average high is about 83. And again, sunshine continues with dry weather into next week.
Happening today, concerned residents and community members who use the MATA bus system are meeting with city leaders and MATA to discuss the issues within the public transit system. Now, I spoke with some residents who are frustrated, who tell me their issues with MATA is that more times than not, the buses are either not on time or just don't show up at all. There's also security concerns at the terminals while waiting for the buses to arrive, which poses even bigger problems. So today, they're hoping to figure out some solutions with Representative Justin Pearson, Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland, and MATA representatives. Take a look.
I was on the 50 Poplar myself, and the bus was like 15 to 20 minutes late. And remind you, early morning is the time when people actually go to work, they go to doctor appointments, they go to anything.
Cynthia Bailey, a transit advocate, says when the bus is late or just doesn't show up, it becomes a domino effect.
It can cost your jobs, and it's just a lot of transit issues with MATA.
Bailey, who's also a Memphis native, has been using MATA now for 27 years. She rides downtown about 5 days out of the week and tells me she sees and deals with a lot.
I have had a car, but I decided to get on the bus at times just to see how the ridership is and how the bus, and it's not doing any better from the time I've been riding to now.
According to MATA, it makes about 5 million passenger trips in a year across 280 square miles. Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland says MATA's annual operating budget was about $30 million, saying in part, quote, they need about $60 million to increase the frequency and speed of service. In partnership with the Memphis City Council and the MATA board, we created for the first time ever a dedicated funding source for MATA and increased annual funding from about $19 million.
We know what state government, what city government, and And the federal government said that what they ought to be using the funding for, but we don't know what happened when they get to 1370 Lakewood Road.
Johnny Mosley, who is co-chair of the Citizens for Better Service and Memphis Bus Riders Union, which advocates for affordable and accessible public transportation, says he wants transparency on where the funds are going.
But you got people on staff. You got people on staff whose job is to provide adequate bus service for the people in this city. Tell those folks to do their job.
Again, the union is meeting with residents today from 4 p.m. until 5:30 on the second floor at the Consett Public Library in Memphis. Anyone is welcome to come. And we also reached out to MATA to ask questions about their funding as well as security, and we are waiting to hear back.